All right, all right, all right. Hope everybody can hear me. Do apologize for the little late delay. Had to make sure I had everything's going. Just want to make sure that I do have my audio going on. I have the little music in the background to make sure that I have everything that I'm supposed to have. So hope you guys can hear me still. Let me make sure I turn this volume up. I just want to test my phone here on YouTube to make sure that let's see, make sure get this out of here. Make sure hear this here. So let me get here. Okay. Make sure I can be heard. Testing, testing, testing. Oh, good. Okay, so since I got that out of the way, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. For those who are checking me out on Facebook, I appreciate you coming in, and everybody who's checking me out on X. Thank you so much for stopping in. This is another Monday rant and discussion. But before I start the um, the discussion here, I want to send my thoughts, prayers, and condolences to DJ and producer Ron Carroll. I just found out on Facebook this morning that he passed away. I'm not sure if it was yesterday or this morning, but my thoughts and prayers is to his family, his friends, his admirers, fellow DJs and house heads. We definitely lost a legend today. So rest in power, Ron Carroll. And that's it. That's all I want to say on that. Now to the subject at hand. Let me go ahead and change this here so everybody can see me. Okay, here I am. Um, Looks like I'm kind of dark. That, hope I got a little more lighting. Let me make sure I put some more lighting here. Yeah. Wait a minute. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now that's a little better. Sorry about that, everybody. Um, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing another Monday rant discussion. This one is it's going to be kind of important, and the reason being is because, as we know, as DJs and producers, especially those who in the live stream space, there are certain platforms that we use to play our music and things of that nature. You have Twitch, you have Mixcloud Live. Some use YouTube, but that's kind of iffy because you gotta be careful for the copyright. Not using music that's going to be copyright restricted. Also, there's a new one called uh, LFG TV that's just came out, and that's definitely a platform, especially specifically for DJs by DJs, so you don't have to worry about all the other restrictions. I will be talking more about that particular platform on my next rant discussion. But today, I want to talk about Kick. And the reason I want to talk about Kick is because I know certain, online DJs have used this platform, and I've tried to use it myself, and my experience with it was, I would say, subpar at best, because I, you know, for the way it's formatted and things of that nature, I don't I I don't think it's suitable for DJs to use, for their live streaming, because I think for what I think and the way they have formatted their particular platform is mainly for gamers only. I know a couple DJs who have used Kick, and I guess they kept with it. But I don't like I said, I don't think, for the long term, that this platform is not going to be good. And I'm going to present it to you why. I won't go through everything, because I definitely want to try to shorten this, for 30 minutes. But I'm going to go as much information as possible. So, without further ado, let's go with the presentation. Okay, now the question I pose is, I'm saying Kick is not a good platform for live streaming DJs. Here's why. Now, yeah, it is a good question, and this is what I came up with. Okay, okay. What I said is, Kick has made a lot of noise. Well, a lot as a Twitch alternative. But when it comes to live streaming DJs, it's not the most suitable platform, and it's not. I have experience using Kick. You know, it's too many flaws. They don't have enough. They don't have enough systems in place to accompany DJs. You still have to worry about copyright issues, which you don't have to with Twitch, as long as you're on the Twitch DJ category, that's number one, and number two, that you're not playing the music that's on their list, because Twitch has a actual list that you can use to make certain that you're not playing music that falls under their, that falls under that list that you shouldn't, that you're restricted to play. You know, that's why I usually will type up a music that, a track that I know that's probably remade, but it's remade by a known artist. I will, I will see if I can play that track. Now, I can if the track has been redone differently, but sometimes they would take bits and pieces from the original music and re-edit it. And if it comes close to the original music, you will receive an email from Twitch letting you know that you cannot play that because it's on our no playlist. So, but what I want to say is that the way Kick has been designed, it's not it's not DJ user friendly. I'm just going to cut to the chase on that, and I'm going to throw some things on. I'm going to throw a few things on why I think that it's not user friendly for DJs. So let's go. Okay, audience and culture mix match. Okay, now Kick's core audience is gambling, and live streaming, you know, in real time, in real live. So if you're going to an if you at an event or at a gig or something like that, and you actually want to stream your the gig that you out when you're out and about, then you can go to Kick for that. I never really seen too many DJ. I know there's certain radio stations that use live events to play. As far as because I know one in particular, I don't remember the name of it. I know they on Twitch, they on Kick, they also on LFG. So I know that one for the most part. Now, of course, somebody will say that, well, Twitch is primary a gaming platform. Yes, it is. I mean, the majority of Twitch's, you know, viewers and those who sign up from are gamers, but Twitch, Twitch also allow DJs to have they skin in the game as well. Because if that wasn't the case, they wouldn't implement a DJing category. Twitch could have just said, "Look, we don't need you no more, even though you're doing a lot here, but we don't have to accommodate you. Your services is no longer needed. Get out." But they didn't do that. They they made it so that we are able to freely play our music on their platform. And I have to give kudos to Twitch on that. Now, of course, how they did it could have been a little better, but my thought process is this: at least they made the attempt, and you have to start somewhere. I'm sure down the line there'll be improvements, and I'm certain that now LFG TV has came to the fray. I'm sure Twitch is gonna want to do things more to accommodate us DJs. So I'm sure that's going to be the case. You know, and okay, of course, the music and DJ culture don't have the same strong community presence there, and it doesn't. I mean, I done seen some of the DJs who have played on Kick, and I done seen their viewership and stuff like that, and it's not strong. And certain things that you can do on Twitch as far as you know audience and participation stuff like that, Kick doesn't have it. It just doesn't. And then also it makes it harder to organically build a following, which it does. I mean, it's you can't really build a follower like you can on Twitch. Twitch, they have raid trains. You can get on a raid train. You can be on a organized raid train, and that's how you can build your following. Kick doesn't have that. Kick doesn't have that in place. And I don't think they're ever going to. I mean, I heard some rumors whereas they're pretty much going to try to eliminate DJs on their platform, altogether, which is fine because I don't want to get on a platform where I, as a DJ, not welcome anyway. So, that's my 2 cents. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, limited discoverability for DJs. Okay, if you see Kick's category in the search features, it's not optimized for music streaming. It never was. It never was supposed to be optimized for music streaming in the first place. Like I said earlier, Kick is mainly a primary gaming platform, and I think that they're going to stay that way. It's not enough of us for for them to want to make that change. You know, The difference between Kick and Twitch was during the shutdown, you know, Twitch welcomed us there. I mean, they could have just said no and that would have been it. They welcome us there. And then as more DJs and known DJs start playing on Twitch, Twitch saw the opportunity and they accommodate us for it. And I appreciate that. I don't see Kick doing the same thing. Like I said, the rumors I saw, I'm hearing that Kick is not going to really do anything regarding DJs is concerned. And if that's the case, if I was a live stream DJ, I wouldn't be using Twitch because, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be using Kick because of that. Okay. Also, yeah, also, Twitch has, and like I said, Twitch at least has a category for DJs, specifically for DJs. And Kick doesn't have that, you know. And you can also play different genres of music. You know, you can you can throw house and you can throw techno. Kick doesn't have that. Now, LFG, like I said, they're the new kid on the block, but you can specify, when you go on there, you can specify, the place where you want to play at because they have places, and I will explain that on my next segment. But they have certain genres where if you're saying that you're going to play a certain genre, you can just mention that you're going to play that genre, and you can be on that category where that genre is, and who whatever DJs and viewers that's on that genre, you are welcome there. Kick doesn't have that. Okay, and also when it says that DJs end up buried under underdate, underdated content, limited organic growth. You cannot. If you seen Kick's actual platform and their content and things of that nature, they don't give you any room for growth whatsoever. You pretty much going to be playing there, and unless you have a way to reach other viewers to your channel, you're not gonna make a dent. So, I just want to mention that. On to the next one. Okay, monetization concerns. Okay, now Kick has a better revenue split, which is 95.5. But here's the thing. Music streams face copyright monetization blocks. Twitch doesn't have that. Heck, Twitch doesn't have that. LFG.TV doesn't have that. Doesn't have that issue. Mixcloud Live doesn't have that issue. Heck, Mixcloud, even if you posting, uploading audio only on Mixcloud, you never, ever, ever have to worry about any copyright restrictions on Mixcloud. I think, to me, Mixcloud is the one platform that, you know, if they wanted to, they could have built their stuff like a LFG, but I guess they didn't. I guess they want to stick to the audio version of it. But the one thing I do love about playing on Mixcloud Live is the fact that even though they won't save my video, they will save the audio, and I can use that audio version to post out to all my other platforms. So that's a good thing about Mixcloud. But you don't have that on Kick at all. You know, because you have to worry about music that you're playing because you might, there might be and especially if they're blocking your monetization because you may be playing certain music that hits their copyright apparatus, then you're not gonna make any revenue out of it. So you're wasting your time. Again, Kick is for gamers only. If you're if you're an online DJ and you live stream, even if you multi live stream, which I do, I would not recommend using Kick as one of your platforms to multi stream. I would not do that. Period. And then DJs can't reliably monetize streams with copyrighted tracks. So the payout advantage becomes irrelevant. Like I just said earlier, if you can't play certain type of music because you weren't about copyright, or if you happen to play that music and you wasn't aware that it was a copyright restriction, then you don't get monetized, which means you don't get any revenue. So what's the point of that? You know, I know that YouTube has real strict copyright restrictions too, but the difference with YouTube and Kick is with YouTube, I know for my experience, at least they would either allow the whole video to play, or they will let me know that okay, this video or some of these songs will be muted on certain territories. I can live with certain territories being muted, especially if it's somewhere overseas. I can live with that. I mean, if it's not muted towards the main places that I know that listens to my type of music, then I'm okay with that. But not knowing what determines to be copyright, it's not a good look for it's not a good look for a kid. Okay, next one. Okay. Stability and longevity. This is the one I really wanted to touch on. Definitely want to touch on this. Okay, Kick is still new and it's controversial. It's still a new platform. And I know somebody gonna say, "Well, LFG is a new platform." Yes, it is, but LFG was specifically created for DJs, especially online DJs. That's the difference. Kick was not specifically created with DJs in mind. So, and it's funded heavily by gambling money. So, like I said before, if you're a DJ and especially if you multi-stream, I would not rely on Kick being one of the platforms to multi-stream, because it pretty much telling you we don't want you, Mr. Miss DJ. We don't want you. We're not going to do anything to accommodate you. Our platform is strictly for gambling and for gaming, and we're going to keep it that way because that's where we make our most money. So, also, its long term stability isn't guaranteed, which it isn't, making it risky for DJs to invest time in building a following. So, why are you doing that? If you're a DJ and you want to build a following and you want to get viewership, and especially if you're multi streaming from different platforms, why are you using this platform? If this platform is not serving any type of purpose for you, why use it? That's the question I'm asking my fellow DJs, especially those who do live stream like myself. If you know that you're on a platform that's not serving the purpose that you needed to serve, why continue using that platform? You should not be doing that. It's not serving any purpose for you. whatsoever. Okay, let me see. Okay, wait a minute. Sorry. There we go. Now, now, if you are multi-streaming or if you are thinking of multi-streaming, let me throw in the best options for you. Okay, as you know, I mentioned Mixcloud Live, which is fully licensed for DJ sets. You can go there and you can play any music of any genre, and you never have to worry about copyright restrictions, copyright strikes, you know, copyrights that might mess with your modification. None of those things, because Mixcloud since the beginning has been fully licensed for DJs. That's why I use it for my to upload my audio, for that particular thing. Twitch still a strong platform to use if you're a DJ, and especially if you're a DJ who's trying to gain a following as far as viewership and things of that nature. Twitch is still king right now. I mean, and especially when they implemented the DJ category, it was a game changer. I'm sure, yeah, certain things that they did with it have turned DJs off, and some DJs left the platform. But for the most part, in my personal opinion, because I have been on Twitch since the pandemic, since 2020, and I've been doing raid trains probably a few, I'd say since 2022, 2023. That's when I kind of discovered raid trains. So I've been part of raid trains since that time, and I haven't had any issues with it. And also, as far as the copyright issues, like I said, the only time that occurs if you end up playing a track that's land on their copyright restricted category, and then they just send you an email. They don't try to get rid of you right off the bat, and especially if you are part of their DJ category. If you're not, that's when you have the issues. If you're still using other categories like music, for instance, and you're playing and you live streaming and you happen to play something that's could be restricted, that's when they can hurt you. That's when they'll be talking about suspensions and bans and things of that nature. But as long as you're part of the DJ category, you don't have to worry about when you're dealing with Twitch. Now, like I said, LFG.TV is still brand new. It's only been out this month, but it has been gaining some serious traction. I have played on it once. The one thing I will say that I not cool with as far as LFG is their capability of multi-streaming. I tried to multi-stream, and there was an issue with it for some reason. It wasn't reading their their stream key or whatever the case may be. I know other DJs haven't had that issue, but I know I have. So what I did was I created an actual profile, and scene specifically for LFG until LFG TV until I feel more comfortable of adding it to my multi-stream. So, but they're constantly making improvements on it. You know, DJs like myself are, whatever questions or issues we have, we are informing them. They are taking our information and they are implementing whatever information, they are implementing to make sure that it gets smooth because, you know, I, whereas I don't think, whereas Kick probably won't last long for online streaming for DJs. LFG is, and especially what happened about a couple of days ago. A couple of days ago, one of DJs and producers' biggest name, DJ Jaxie Jeff, has just joined LFG.TV, so he has his own channel, which it's huge for this new platform to have someone of his caliber, because he has channels on YouTube, Twitch. So this man is everywhere. If he's not playing all over the world, he's live streaming. He has his own shows that he does on Thursdays. He has some shows that he does on Saturdays. So this is a huge deal for LFG in this new platform. Like I said, I will be talking more about LFG and why and what's all the fuss about it on the next segment. So, when we're gonna get back here, the rest of the information that I have regarding this will be um, will be on the description box below. Now, my final thoughts regarding this, and I want people to understand this. I'm not here to berate, to bash, to have any kind of bad juju or criticism regarding Kick and regarding the platform itself. What I just want to let my fellow DJs know that if you plan on using another platform to live stream, or if you're multi-streaming and you're using different platforms, Kick is just not it. It's just not. It's not suitable for DJs like my DJs like us. Okay, it don't have everything that we need to have a successful live stream. You know, you can't really grow your channel. It's not too many viewers. I'm sure that those those other channels is mostly gaming, and it doesn't even have a category for DJs. I tried to look for other DJs, and it was difficult for me to do that. And to me, that's, oh, especially at this stage of the game, that's a waste of time. And especially what Twitch has implemented, that is definitely a waste of time. So I just wanted to let my fellow DJs know about this. Now, I'm not saying for you to leave Kick. I'm not telling you that. I'm not saying that, listen to me. I'm not telling you that either. What my suggestion is to really look at this platform and ask yourself, you know, for my continued growth as an online DJ, is this platform for me? If your answer is no, then you already know what to do after that. Okay, I'm gonna end this right here. Again, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you all for listening to me. And like I said, if you have any questions, concerns, issues, if you think that I, wasn't right, if you think that, what I said wasn't on the mark and you want to add your 2 cents to it, please sign off in the comments. I read them all and I answer them as well. Again, please like, share, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell to let me know when you're doing, when I do another rant and discussion. It's every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Time. That's 6 p.m. Eastern Time. This is House Head Speaks. Signing off, people. Thank you so much again. And as always, peace and love.